Originally, I was planning to do some kind of rankings or some bullshit like that for this episode. That's what I said last week. But I said that before realizing what episode number I was on. And, you know, given this is a baseball show, I feel like it was only fitting. You saw the title, Jackie Robinson. Um, yeah, I'm in no position to preach about how much of an impact he had on baseball. Obviously, it doesn't take a genius to know. Obviously, first player to break the color barrier and made history. Obviously, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I'm on episode 42, so I can't think of something any more applicable or important to talk about here. So I also just realized I still have my space heater on, so I hope that's not fucking up the audio. But at this point, I'm committed, and I'm gonna leave it on. So, I've got a few bullet points, that I'll mention, but I mean, what can I say about Jackie Robinson that has not already been said? I mean, obviously, incredible fucking player. He played from 1947 to 1956. He was incredibly productive most of those years. I think the majority of his years he hit over 300. He was a 7-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, won a batting title. He didn't play for terribly long, but he played until he was 37. So, because I believe his rookie year with the Brooklyn Dodgers, by the way, 1947. That's how long ago it was. 1947 to 1956 was, which, I mean, something that's wild about that. Imagine if you were somebody. There's people who are still alive who probably watched Jackie Robinson play baseball. So that's kind of a trip. And that's a very small number of people. So imagine if you're like alive and you remember watching Jackie Robinson play baseball sometime between 47 and 56. That's crazy. So he didn't play in Major League Baseball for terribly long, and that kind of as if his accomplishments and everything could be any more important. I mean, that kind of just heightens it. But he was a damn good player. In those years, he was a damn good player and changed the fucking world. I mean, I watched the movie. There's a movie that came out, I don't remember the year, directed by Brian Helgeland, I believe is how you say it. It's a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I rewatched it last night, and I enjoyed it even more than I thought I would, just because I had seen it so many times. And naturally, after so many times, a movie's, when you know everything, I feel like there's a bigger chance for me to be less locked into it. But this movie kicks ass, and it's I think it's just such an important movie now, especially because the man who played Jackie Robinson in that movie, who did a damn good job, Chadwick Boseman, he's now passed. I think he passed it was a couple years ago, and he was real sick. He had cancer and fucking tragedy. And he plays Jackie Robinson. If there's anybody, I mean, damn good casting. He acts his ass off. He's fantastic the whole time. And it kept me locked in. Even though the movie, I'd seen it so many times, I was still hooked into the drama of it, like you really feel it. And it's no secret how fucking awful it had to have been to be the guy that had to be the first black player in Major League Baseball history. And that movie does not shy away from that shit at all. Especially there's a character, based off a real dude, I assume. Ben Chapman, Phillies manager, especially. If you watch the movie, you'll get to that part. It's past the midway point, if I remember right. But that motherfucker, Jesus. I mean, he's brutal. And so the movie really doesn't shy away. It makes you see that, makes you feel that, and the performance by Chadwick Boseman, incredible. And I hope that I don't see them trying to recreate this movie anytime soon. So as far as, history and people being exposed to this, to Jackie Robinson and to the history that is surrounded by him and what he means and everything like that, this movie's only going to get more and more important. And I figured it was worth talking about because it's a damn good movie. It's a damn good movie, and I think it does I'm no fucking Jackie Robinson's historian. I'm no baseball historian. I'm just a fan. I like it, and it makes me happy. It's no secret, but it's I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know. We'll see if that stays in. But I'm no, I don't know. I just don't feel the need to. It's like if you don't understand how important this man was, then it's like you're just go read like 3 paragraphs on the internet, and if you're not convinced after that, then I don't know what the fuck to do for you. I think something else I'll mention. Jackie's best year, 1949, he won the MVP. He hit .342, hit 16 home runs, 124 RBIs, crazy, 37 stolen bases. Absolute fucking dog. I mean, he's hitting 16 home runs plus that's 124 RBIs. He's just bringing in runs. .342, fucking incredible. He won the World Series in 1955. The Dodgers took down the Yankees. And that was a good Yankees team, too. There's that team had Yogi Berra, Whitey Ford, Hall of Famers, Yankees. But the Brooklyn Dodgers took them down then. Actually, fuck. Now I gotta look up and make sure they were still the Brooklyn Dodgers in 55. They were. Thank you, Baseball Reference. But yeah, man, episode 42, kind of a no-brainer. If you haven't seen that movie yet, give it a watch, man. It's something else that it does really well. It captures like the really old-timey baseball, like old school, like just nobody's wearing helmets. It's fucking nuts. There's some funny quotes in there if you really listen, and you'll catch some fun ones. So one of them is I think it was by the radio guy. Keep in mind most of this movie took place in like the 1940s, post World War II. And a quote I liked a lot from the radio guy was, he could toss a lamb chop past a hungry bull. So you're not going to, and imagine I don't know if I can do the voice, but he tossed a lamb chop past a hungry bull. Like, I don't know how to do the fucking voice, but you know what I mean. Hearing shit like that. And it's, because that's part of baseball history. And baseball's just been around so damn long that's how people talked back when people were still playing baseball. And this shit started way before that too. So history is, baseball and history are very much side by side, I guess you could say. It's interesting just because of the fucking longevity. I think it started in like the 1800s. Now I gotta Google it. I gotta stop looking shit up and making myself Google it. What am I gonna Google? When did baseball start? We'll do it live. When did baseball start? God damn it, not the season. It just brought up the schedule. Let's do this. First MLB season ever. First MLB season ever. In the 1860s, aided by soldiers playing the game in camp during Civil War, New York-style baseball expanded into a national game and spawned baseball's first governing body, the National Association of Baseball Players. Okay, here's the year. 1869. MLB uses the year 1869 when the first professional team, the Cincinnati Red Stockings, was established. There you go. So baseball has been around since 1869. Major League Baseball. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. So, yeah, again, watch that movie if you want. Harrison Ford plays Branch Rickey. He does a damn good job. He's Harrison Ford. He sounds like this. You know who he is. I love that guy. Also, one last note about the movie. Just because I wrote it down, so now I feel obligated to say it. It's pretty early. The movie will get you hooked. It'll get you hooked early, and that's what I thought it did a damn good job of. And the first at bat, Jackie's first at bat, the very first time that people witness a white man pitch to a color. I'm not gonna say colored. That's fucked up. But the movie says colored. There's signs that say colored only. It was in the brain. But the first time that the that the white man, the first time that a white dude ever pitched to a black guy. That's a terrible way to say that too. There's no good way to say this. I feel like I'm just gonna leave all this in. We're just gonna the first time that a white dude was pitched. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna leave it as. The first time that a white dude pitched to a black guy. That's not bad. It's not it doesn't sound great, but it's what happened. So so in the movie, it's the scene is it's the first time that a white dude is pitching to a black dude, and there are people there, and people are watching, so it's fucking crazy, right? Like everybody's losing their shit. Nobody's ever seen this happen before. That scene happens within, I think, the first 30 minutes of the movie, easily. Maybe the first 20 minutes. I think. The sequence is great, and it'll get you into the movie. And I think I think it was real effective and real memorable. Like rewatching it, I enjoyed it even more than possibly any other time of watching the movie, dare I say. So we'll see. I like how eloquently I explained all that. You're welcome. Glad you got to hear all that shit. So yeah, as far as stuff about my notes about Jackie Robinson, again, if you're confused about who he is, please, for the love of God, use the internet a little bit. There was no other fitting thing to make the subject of this episode. So there you go. That's all So next week I'll probably do like a top 10 rankings or some shit of, fantasy players for the year and maybe something else. I don't know. I'll come up with some little season preview thing for next week. The Bullpen League, first episode of that's going to be Monday, March 18th. Again, we're going to be drafting not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So that league's going to start. That's going to be really exciting. That's going to be fun to make those extra episodes, too. I'm excited. Baseball's going to start soon. Thank God. We're in March. It's March 1st. We're finally getting some baseball, and it's going to be here really soon, and I'm fucking excited. If you're listening to this point, I appreciate it. Oh, one last thing. I watched a video I saw today, Daniel Vogelbach, big-ass dude, 270 pounds, absolutely crush a Garrett Cole pitch today. In spring training. I think it was Garrett Cole's first outing, too, so that's tough. The face he made was pretty funny. But I saw that clip right before I recorded. I ran out of notes, so yeah, again, I'll be back next Friday, as always. Fantasy baseball, regular baseball, all that shit's around the corner. This podcast is going to be getting a lot of attention from now until October, and I'm really excited for that. The Fantasy League, I'm really excited for that as well. I'm excited for the Birds. I'm excited for the Cardinals. It's a fun time for baseball, and this was a fun episode. Jackie Robinson, perfect excuse to talk about him a little bit and highlight some fucking greatness, obviously. Go watch 42 if you would like to. I think you should. If you're listening to this point, I do appreciate it. Have a good time on here as always. It's March. It's crazy. We're already there. 2 months down. 2 months all the way down. And it's March. If you're listening, again, thank you. And as always, if you have the chance to leave a rating on either Apple or Spotify, I do appreciate it. And yeah, I'll be back next Friday.